Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Big Ideas podcast. This is episode 3, and today I'm so excited. We are going to be talking more specifically now about where actual business ideas come from. So, if you tuned into episode 1 and 2, you heard us talking about using our unique gifts and talents, where they come from. Specifically, what are your gifts and talents? What are the things that you've been empowered with to use to bring greatness to others? And then in episode 2, we talked about the power of dreams and just really pursuing those things that just, you're dreaming with your eyes wide open, the things that just make your heart skip a beat that you just can't not think about for pursuing. And so today we're talking exactly where do business ideas come from? And, it all ties back to, from our perspective, using those gifts and those talents that you have to accomplish those dreams that are just so powerful in your mind and in your heart. And so Owen and Dylan are here with me again today, of course, to share some insight on some of their businesses that they've started, some future business ideas, and of course, their current businesses that they're running. But, we can't really get too far into this conversation without talking about where business ideas come from. And for us, we believe they come from our creator. God created us. He is the ultimate creator. And the Bible tells us that we were made in his image. And so if we were made in his image, that means we were also created to create. And, using those God-given gifts and abilities to create and build something that matters, that has some staying power, that will make an impact. That's really, really important. And so, we can't get too far into talking about where our ideas come from without giving credit to the ultimate creator. And for us, that is God, the creator of the universe. And so, I guess that also goes back to our whole idea of dreaming big and having big ideas. If the creator of the universe is going to give us some goals and some dreams and some ideas, they're probably going to be pretty massive. Owen and Dylan, do you guys agree that our business ideas in general, that they are inspired by God?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the other criteria, for a great business idea, number one, it usually stems from, you as the creator, the inventor, the originator. You have to have a need. Like, there has to be a reason why you want to start the business, which again goes back to episode 2 on having a dream. But the business itself also needs to serve other people. It needs to help them or serve them or do something for them. So, Dylan, what would you say, to that point? What does a business have to have? What does it need to do, to be a great idea?
I think the business, mostly, it would definitely need to help people.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like whenever you get a really nice business idea, it's true to come from the heart.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, Dylan's always so heartfelt and emotional. So it's like we've got the perfect balance of like logic and straightforwardness from Owen, and then we get the feels and the heartfelt from Dill. I love it.
It chills.
Yeah, so I love that. So when it makes your heart feel good and it's going to bring joy to others, and logically it's going to create a profit, it's a great business idea. And so I thought it'd be really fun to share kind of a short version story of how Big O's golf carts got started. That's probably one of the most tangible businesses we've started that it can be pretty relatable. For us, we did not have any kids yet. I was actually pregnant with Owen, and we realized real quick that there was not enough income with our 2 corporate jobs to pay for life. We had a 6-figure student loan debt. We were, young adults making things work. We had started a network marketing business that was awesome, but with any business, to start a business, it requires startup money. It requires some time. It's not overnight. There's not a paycheck at the end of every week. And so we were in that investment and growing phase, but we also had a baby on the way. And so life just got real expensive real quick for us. And so financially, we had a real need. And then, as anyone locally here in town knows, it's very golf cart friendly, very golf cart heavy. And Andy's background as an engineer, again, going back to gifts and talents, he was very talented to be able to look at an electric vehicle like a golf cart and say, this is awesome, but I can make it better. And so sure enough, in our garage late night after his job, he'd get home and he would just tweak the golf carts and customize them. And sure enough, we're just driving around town, using it ourselves. And somebody asked how much, they could pay us for it to buy it. And of course, Andy was raised by entrepreneurs and he was real quick thinking, well, yeah, of course I would sell it to you. And then I'll do it again and I'll sell another one and I'll sell another one. And in a few short years, we were able to replace my job income. So I've always been a stay-at-home mom. I've had the privilege and the greatest honor of being able to raise my children on my time. And, just thanks to great entrepreneurial mentorship over the years, which is a whole podcast in itself, we won't get into today, but great guidance, great mentorship to continue to grow that business. And now we're 13 years into probably, I don't want to put grades out there, but I think we're a pretty well-known, successful golf cart dealership in town. And we've, started a few other businesses since then, all under the umbrella of, do we have a need? Can we help other people with those gifts and those talents? And will those businesses help us achieve our goals and our dreams? And the answers are always yes. And that's why we move forward on them. And so, it's really, really fun to look back and to see where those ideas come from. But in the moment, sometimes it can seem like, gosh, I just don't know. Is this a real business? Is this going to be worth it? Is this really going to turn into something? Can I really do this? And so as you're thinking of your businesses, and your ideas, and you're just in that brainstorming creative mode of how will this come together, one thing I've definitely learned is that you just take one step at a time. You give your business a name and you start with one thing you can do. What's one thing you can do today to make that business happen. And so many of y'all have participated in our Kids Business Day events. We're coming up on our 7th year of it this fall. Definitely more information to come on that as it gets closer. So excited about what we're going to be doing this year for it. But, Owen and Dylan and my other kids too, they've all had an opportunity over the last 6 years to build businesses, create, something that uses their gifts, their talents, their interests to serve others and to bring others joy. And so I thought it'd be really fun for them to share those ideas and businesses that they've had, not just at Kids Business Day, because that's been a fun excuse to make something in a nice short time frame, but also other businesses that they've started and have now. So Owen, why don't you go first? Why don't you start with your very first Kids Business Day? And I have a really fun reel I might share on what that business looked like, but it was awesome. You were 6 or 7 years old, and it was awesome. And it was really profitable too. So why don't you tell us what that first business was and kind of walk us through some of your other businesses you've had over the years and what you're currently doing too?
Well, my first business at Kids Business Day was it was a ice cream business.
Yep. It's like a little mobile truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad built a like a little ice cream truck speaker on my little
Freezer.
mobile freezer, had like a microphone on it so I could go, ice cream, get your ice cream on the microphone. I also play like music, like a little ice cream music.
Yeah, it sounded like an ice cream truck was, cruising around the neighborhood.
Yeah. But I made like a lot of money that day. And that's my first business at Kids
You made a
Business Day.
menu. You had a whole assortment of different ice creams. You didn't actually make the ice cream, but
Yeah, I
you
just bought
repackaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, you repackaged some real favorite like ice cream sandwiches and ice cream bars and like rebranded it. And then Yeah, sold it. So what were some other businesses you did?
I did a business about of using green screen. Like people would take pictures and they'll pay like they could use one of my background options which is really cool.
What was your business this past year?
Um yeah, I also I recently got this, well, not really recently, but I got a like this popcorn maker at Target, and I just it was a really simple machine, so I could like
But it was the
just
best business idea.
yeah, I decided to maybe I could use this for my next business, so I did, and that became really successful. And I also got like flavor packets, so I also made like homemade fresh flavored popcorn. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I upgraded it like I think it was last kids business day.
Mm-hmm.
I upgraded it so much where I also sold nachos and like candy and water.
Mm-hmm. What did
So
you call that business?
I called that business Simina Snacks. Yeah, that's what it is.
Like a little movie theater snack pack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cool.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your YouTube business now? I know it's just kind of getting off the ground and it's fun and it's definitely entertaining for other people, but you've got a real business plan with it as well. It's not just, an excuse for you to learn games or do different things. The editing, the strategy behind the actual business of it, it's a real plan for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I have faith that it would be my future. You know, have successful YouTube business. Yeah.
Yeah, so growing your subscribers to attract advertisements and creating funds and actually monetizing your YouTube channel is a real plan for you. And you've stayed pretty disciplined with your plan and your schedule and all of that with it. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, businesses today don't have to look like businesses did, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. Dylan, why don't you give us a quick recap of the businesses that you've had over the years, whether it's Kids Business Day or other things you've done kind of along the way in your free time.
All right, so first things first. While Owen was rocking out with his ice cream truck, I was rolling with gymnastics.
Literally.
I made about 25 cents that day, which was 25 cents richer.
Yeah.
25 cents now in my account.
Yeah. What did you do though? What was your actual business?
But it was, I forgot the name to it, but I think it was just like Dylan's Gymnastics, because I was still like getting off the ground with learning how to start a business.
Yeah, I think you were 5 years old.
Yes, I was like 5 years old teaching. Like there was my one customer, she was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm just like staring up to her like, you need to do this. And I was a really bad coach.
So you were coaching them how
I think they got worse than how they started.
But you were coaching people how to do like some basic gymnastics moves.
Yes,
and
like
you had your
such as a cartwheel or a handstand.
Yeah, you had your tumbling mat out there and you had some prices for like $1 for 3 moves or something, and I think it more just turned into a demonstration act of your
Yeah.
your 5-year-old skills, which probably warranted the quarter of profit that day, but it was a great experience.
Yeah.
So what did you do this past year?
This past year, I made smoothies, which was called the Groovy Smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
Right before that, I also made hot chocolate, which was in these little tiny... I made it with our coffee machine. Mm-hmm. It had these little tiny coffee pods, well, hot chocolate pods, and it had, like, milk chocolate flavored, dark chocolate flavored. It had...
Like caramel.
Like caramel, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just awesome. I had my mini marshmallows and everything. But yeah, the Groovy Smoothie idea, it was also one of my favorites because I also love Smoothie King.
Yeah.
So
you drink a lot of smoothies.
I drink a lot of smoothies. Yeah.
So you knew what kind of smoothie blends to make, which ones would be the most popular.
Yeah.
How to kind of prioritize the flavors to make the most bang for your buck without having to spend money on every fruit out there. You
Yeah.
kind of had what, 3 or 4 like top flavors that you offered.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you offered it with like a fun like tropical umbrella. You made it like a whole theme. So.
I had like a Hawaiian theme. I had like a Hawaiian tablecloth. And even every single customer that passed, I'd give them like a little flower necklace thing.
Yeah.
I said, now you'll be the coolest person here besides me.
So there was definitely an added benefit to just getting a smoothie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just getting a necklace.
So, even we can even look at, some big name businesses that we know out there, where they came from, why they started, what good they bring to everybody that uses their business. Even I had a couple listed here. Of course, the iPhone, that came out of a need. It came out of, Steve Jobs' creative ideas to bring better cameras, better all of it. Name your favorite app. Every app out there was created out of a need. Like somebody needed something to be provided to them. And so with their gifts, their talents, their technical knowledge, they created apps that we use. Of course, the Stanley Cup, the cup that, it's a really cool story. I'm definitely not going to get into the whole story today, but it was designed to be like a heavy duty cup for the medical and the construction crews out there. Of course, it's been rebranded to be kind of the status quo cup right now, but that cup was designed with a real brand and a real purpose. And it's lasted over 100 years. It's been around for over 100 years. That's an amazing track record. All the moms out there, we can definitely, celebrate the baby pajama sleepers that were designed with a zipper. Some genius mother designed a sleeper that didn't have snaps. And they said, we need a better way to do this when we're changing our child's diaper in the middle of the night and we're completely sleep deprived. Hence the sleeper with the zippers, amen to those. One of my ultimate favorite businesses out there is Spanx. Sarah Blakely, she created Spanx out of a need of needing better undergarments to be more flattering, and it's turned into this entire business, incredible brand based on her talents, her, of course, work ethic. We cannot not discuss work ethic when we're talking about starting a business. One of my best friends started a running apparel company, Lucas Hathaway. He has the brand Runner. That was created out of a need when he was doing ultimate races and ultimate runs, tens and over 100 miles running training. He needed something that was going to be more comfortable for those long runs. And he literally designed, using his gifts and talents, a running apparel line for men and women that are more comfortable for those long distance runners. Let's see, even Dude Perfect. I put Dude Perfect on the list, for a lot of the listeners who, what need is Dude Perfect serving? I don't know. I could probably ask my boys to answer this better, but I would say, it's like a good, like fun entertainment that's very relatable. It's just fun, but it fills that space for YouTube with, for our kids to watch something it's just fun, and it's safe. I don't want to say it's wholesome, but it's very relatable. Not a Dude Perfect ad, but I'm a fan. I know our kids have watched it over the years. And, so all of these business ideas, there's so many out there. I think to wrap up this episode, I would love to just, encourage you in the moment here before you kind of walk away and move on to the next piece of your day. Write down maybe 2 or 3 business ideas that you would use your gifts, your talents, help you reach your goals and your dreams, but ultimately help and serve other people as well, because that is the ultimate business idea, right? And then Dylan, of course, go ahead and tell us, what was your quote that you wanted to share for the end of the episode today?
Oh, you guys are in for a treat. Entrepreneurs are the dreamers and the doers, the ones who dare to imagine a better future and have the drive to make it a reality.
I love that. So here's to all the entrepreneurs, the crazy ones willing to, put their ideas out there, put some work behind it, figure out how it can help other people, and just keep the dream alive. So thank you so much for joining us for episode 3. We will see y'all soon.